got anything you want to get off your chest, Dolores?
There's something wrong. You want to give me a hand?
I don't want to be a serial killer!
So this series is definitely about perception. On its face of the name and the thumbnails that come attached with this particular series, I thought it was supposed to be some kind of horror type of maybe murder series, and it is. But if you actually go and actually watch the trailer and you see descriptions of it, it looks like a story about a regular woman and the trials and tribulations that come along with it, and it has some comedy. And it is. Now, this series is classified as a comedy horror genre. Some movies that I've liked in this genre are like Happy Death Day and Get Out. But in large part, this isn't my kind of genre. So I'm going to go and actually have the perspective of a casual viewer on this. And I'm probably going to go ahead and actually give some thoughts for main target audiences and what they may go ahead and actually have and expectations coming up for this. You see, I watched the first 2 episodes of new content on the streaming platforms to see if they're worth your time. If you like how that sounds, do me a favor, click like, share, subscribe. And now, let's get into this particular review. The Horror of Dolores Roach premiered on Prime Video in July of 2023. It contains 8 episodes in its first season, each at a quick 30 minutes. It stars Justina Machado as Dolores Roach, Alejandro Hernandez as Luis, and K. Todd Freeman as Jeremiah. So check out this story. Dolores Roach is released from prison after 16 years and returns to a severely gentrified Washington Heights with $200 and a clothes on her back. Her boyfriend is missing, her family is long gone, and Dolores reunites with the old stoner buddy Luis, who gives her room and board and lets her give massages for cash in the basement of his dilapidated storefront, the Empada Loca, the only remnant of her former life. When the promise of her newfound stability is quickly threatened, Magic Hands Dolores is driven to shocking extremes to survive. And in the face of unexpected professional success, Dolores and Luis become dangerously symbiotic, and Luis must unleash his peculiar predilections. Now, with this kind of story, a casual viewer is really dependent on the main character being interesting, whether they're good or bad. We have to understand why they're doing what they're doing. And moving the plot along, especially in short episodes, is essential to catch a casual viewer's eye. Now, main target audiences need to buy into the main character as well, but they're looking for macabre situations, meaning the deaths, the murders. They're looking for some grisliness, right? Now, if it's promising to be a comedy horror, mains need to see scenes of the kills and upping the ante in every one of those scenes. And if the main character is likable, they also need them to kind of get away with it. So that's some of the expectations that we're looking for in this. So let's look at the characters. The Dolores character is automatically sympathetic because Machado gives a very good performance. You see Dolores' descent from the young, carefree 20-something girl back in the day to the beaten down, bewildered woman out of time when she gets out 16 years later. You buy into the character right away, and you just want to see her do better. Hernandez, on the other side of playing Luis, knew her way back when, and he's a welcome sight for her. You can tell he's not quite all there, but you cheer for him because of what he means to Dolores now. There's also some good supporting roles in both comedic and dramatic performances around these two. And although you don't see her in the first 2 episodes, I actually saw that Cyndi Lauper is on this cast list. So for me, I'm thinking that both casuals and mains will like the acting in this series. Now, the story is interesting in that Dolores is having to reinvent herself after years of thinking about the boyfriend that she went away for. And with him, her neighborhood, and her former life all gone, the story is, will society give her a chance to make a decent life for herself or keep her down? And when she's going good and everything's great for her, or at least going in the right direction, will society take everything that she's gained and take it away from her? And if they do, she's gonna snap. That's our story. That's our premise, and we can all relate to that. I like the fact that the majority of the series is a flashback, because you know that the snap is coming, but you definitely want to know the how. The quick storytelling here moves the plot along without dwelling on dragging parts, and it's paced well. Mains might find the first couple episodes a little lacking, while casuals will like the buildup of the character and situation. The thought is kind of when the second episode comes to a close, the story takes off from there. Here's some other thoughts that I have about the series. You know, we've seen plenty of men get out of prison stories over the decades. It's interesting to see a woman's perspective in the same scenario, especially when an ex-inmate has so little to hang on to as is. Society usually only gives women a couple of let's just say, obvious yet distasteful options when they get out of prison after so many years, especially if they don't have any support system. The other thing that I like here is the change of pace. Probably by the end of the series, we're going to be saying, yeah, I may not approve of what she did, but I understand. The relatability, the pacing, everything that keeps going with this is actually pretty interesting here. But what is my verdict for the horror of Dolores Roach? For both mains and casual viewers, I'm going to say watch the first 2 episodes of this series. The first episode is great at giving you the frame of the series and introducing you to the struggle. The second shows the hope and setbacks, and then starts to show why Dolores is the way that she is. And with the great performances, the quick runtime, it's easy to give the show an hour of your time to see if it might be a new comedy horror for you. So again, for both main and target audiences, I'm going to say watch the first 2 episodes. And that's what I have for the horror of Dolores Roach, now showing on Prime Video. Check it out.
Mommy's been busy.
I appreciate you staying for the entire time. I really do. If you like this review, do me a favor, click like, share, subscribe. And until one of my next reviews, or you can check out this one over here, I'll holler at you. Take care of yourself.